This week on Inside Boulder News.
The 2020 census is just around the corner. Make yourself count. The city of Boulder is one step closer on making a decision on its next police chief. And this Boulder County resident shares with us her important message as Black History Month comes to an end.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your source for all things Boulder. I'm Jocelyn Avendaño. This week, Boulder community members had the opportunity to meet the 5 finalists chosen in the search for police chief to replace Greg Testa, who retired in September. On Monday night at the main library's Canyon Theater, all 5 candidates made public presentations, answered questions, and talked with members of the public one-on-one. In addition to the public presentations, each finalist participated in an interview process involving city leadership, Boulder Police Officers Association, the Boulder Municipal Employees Association, and community leaders. They will be evaluated on policing standards, leadership, experience, and preparedness to serve the Boulder community as Chief of Police. The city anticipates naming the new police chief in early March. Community members in Boulder could see smokier skies in parts of the city beginning next month. Boulder's Open Space and Mountain Parks is set to conduct prescribed burns just south of Shanahan Ridge. This prescribed burning could occur between Monday, March 2nd and Friday, May 29th, depending on weather conditions. Prescribed burns help reduce not only fire risk in the area, but improve the overall health of wildlife habitats. Ignitions will occur between 10 a.m. and end before 4 p.m. But even after the burn has extinguished, residual smoke could linger around open space. Please visit osmptrails.org to see information on any trail closures. The 2020 census is right around the corner. We spoke to City of Boulder engagement specialist Ryan Hanshin about what to expect from the 2020 census.
Every 10 years, the United States holds a census. The census is a count of every human being that is living in the United States and is instrumental in making sure that there are political, state senate, and U.S. House districts that accurately represent our population. It also plays a big role on the federal funding states receive.
When we look at the state of Colorado, that's about $2,300 per person per year. And remember, that's locked in for 10 years. So that's $23,000 per person that Colorado receives for every person that completes the census. This is funding transportation projects, education, after-school programs, women and children.
The census begins on March 12th, and it's the first time it will be available online. People will have several weeks to complete it, and are encouraged to participate on or by April 1st, 2020. Other ways to participate include by mail or by phone.
The census includes basic demographic questions, asking about the age of household members, asking about how many people are living in a specific residence. And we just want to be really clear that it will never ask for any social security numbers or credit card information or political information.
Personal information is never shared with other government or law enforcement agencies. More information on the 2020 census can be found on the website seen on your screen. Glenda Robinson, longtime Boulder County resident and member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, is celebrating Black History Month with this important message as we get closer to the census and election season.
Let your voice be heard, make them hear you. For so often, young people say, as there's no need of me voting because, nobody's listening. My vote won't make a difference. Well, your no vote is a vote.
But Glenda is no stranger to advocacy. Not only does she host Black History Month events like this one each year and is involved in her community, as a young teen living in Memphis, Tennessee, Glenda had an active role during the civil rights movement in the 1960s.
I grew up in the segregated Jim Crow South, where I could not go to school with white students or, we couldn't go to anything where white people were. Everything was separate, and they said separate but equal, but as we all know, it was very separate and very much unequal.
Glenda took part in many rallies and marches. She recalls being in the Sanitation March of 1968, just 1 week before the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King.
3 police officers came in that church and dropped 3 tear gas bombs on the old people and the students and us who were in the church. Not something I heard, not something I think about, and we're gagging. We're wondering, what is this? But to them, it was a big joke.
She is also pictured here, marching in the 1968 Memorial March after the assassination of Dr. King. Through her work and involvement in the community, Glenda just wants people, regardless of their race or color, to take away this important message.
I think it's so important for people to participate wherever you can. There's always a seat at the table for you to do good. That when I leave this planet, when I leave here, I want to know that I've left it in a better condition than when I found it. Everything I do to make the world a better place.
2020 marks the 16th year in which the Boulder International Film Festival attracts more than 25,000 movie buffs to the city of Boulder. The festival is sponsored in part by the city of Boulder. It brings together films and filmmakers from around the world for a 4-day celebration of cinema. This year, you might recognize some familiar guests at the festival, such as actor Jesse Eisenberg and musician Robbie Robertson. The festival kicks off on Thursday, March 5th and runs until Sunday, March 8th. You can enjoy special screenings, filmmaker happy hours, musicians, and much more. Tickets are going fast, so go ahead and visit biff1.com to get your seats reserved. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. And be sure to check out the city's online newsroom for the latest city news. Have a good week.